So instances of looting in Venezuela over the past year have increased largely because of two things: shortages of food and inflation. Inflation has been increasing over the past years, but really it has sharply risen since Venezuela began pursuing the strategy of limiting imports as a way to reduce the outflow of dollars from the government's coffers. This is how Venezuela continues to make payments on its foreign debt and continues to fund operations at state-owned energy firm Petróleos de Venezuela. So looting is a significant concern in the near term for the Venezuelan government because it compounds the country's already significant criminality issues. It poses a threat to social order because if the Venezuelan government can't do anything to rein in high inflation and to alleviate the food shortages in the near term, there is the threat of larger, more widespread, more violent protests that the government will eventually have to deal with, potentially by cracking down with police and military forces. So this really is a concern for the government because it needs to win elections to remain in power. And if there is such an instance of a major social upheaval, that will make it significantly more difficult for the government to continue with the support of the population. It's quite likely that the Venezuelan government will deploy more National Guardsmen, more police officers, and increasingly more army personnel to deal with instances of rioting and looting. However, that is simply a short-term strategy because Venezuela doesn't really have great long-term prospects to really alleviate the shortages and the inflation that are driving such instances of looting and of protests. So in the long term, the economic situation in Venezuela needs to stabilize for social order to be restored. However, in the near term, really Venezuela doesn't have any other options other than just relying increasingly on security forces to maintain order, something that is a risky move for the Maduro government.